Alright, hello everyone, my name is Ian Moorhead.
And I'm Marley Peck, and today we're going to be presenting our invisible ink experiment that we call Now You See Me.
So our materials and methods for this experiment are a sheet of paper, tape, one spray bottle, paintbrushes, and 2 beakers.
We're also going to be using ferric chloride, ammonium thiocyanate, and potassium ferrocyanide, and all of those chemicals have been dissolved in aqueous solutions, as you can see right here, and then the ferric chloride has been put into a spray bottle for later use.
So our safety precautions for this experiment are gloves and goggles. The acids being used in this experiment can be harmful to both the skin and the eyes, so protection in the areas is a must. The first step of the experiment is to take one clean paintbrush and dip it in the ammonium thiocyanate substance and use the paintbrush to write one word on the piece of paper.
And then after we're done doing that, we're going to take another clean paintbrush and dip it in the potassium ferrocyanide and paint another word. And then after this, we're going to wait for them to dry, and then we're going to spray each invisible word with the ferric chloride.
So instead of waiting for them to dry on that piece of paper, we already have one previously prepared.
Okay, so as you can see, there's one red word and one blue word. So the word that appears in red was originally painted with the ammonium thiocyanate, and the word that was painted, or that showed up blue, was originally painted in the potassium ferrocyanide. This happens because of a chemical reaction called metathesis reaction.
So according to naming coordination compounds, in this type of reaction, cations and anions exchange partners, and the reaction forms new compounds. This usually occurs between 2 ionic compounds, such as these, that have been previously dissolved in aqueous solutions.
In our experiment, this happens because the positive iron 3 cation and the negative chlorine anion that are in the ferric chloride switch partners with the positive potassium cation and the negative ferrocyanide anion that are in the ferrocyanide.
Also, for the blood red, the positive iron 3 cation and the negative chlorine anion in the ferric acid switch partners with the ammonium cation and the negative thiocyanate anion of the ammonium thiocyanate solution.
And then when this reaction happens, the pigments of red and blue appear.
So according to Chemistry's Most Wanted, one application of the metathesis reaction would be old buildings being eroded by acid rain. So picture the Leaning Tower of Pisa, a building made of marble, and the marble contains calcium carbonate. The sulfur dioxide in the air mixes with the rainwater to create sulfurous acid. When the calcium carbonate and the sulfurous acid combine, the marble will erode, and therefore the building will also erode and eventually be destroyed. Most buildings are not made to withstand this chemical abuse brought about by the pollution. This product erodes and ruins many historical sites and buildings.
And also, according to drugs.com, another application of this reaction is something that actually took place in this experiment. So we made a blue pigment called Prussian blue, and this can be used for 2 things. The first thing that it can be used for is a pigment in ink and paint, and then it was later discovered that it could be used in a medication. So what this medication does is it eliminates metals and chemical elements from the body by attaching to them in the digestive tract, and if it weren't to attach to them in the digestive tract, then the body would then absorb them, and you could become very ill.
So that's our presentation, and here are our sources.